Jeri Ryan's early life was shaped by movement, change, and the constant experience of entering unfamiliar places. Born in Munich, Germany, she grew up in a family connected to military service, with her father working in the United States Army and her mother originally from Germany. Because of her father's assignments, the family relocated several times across Europe and the United States. Each move required adjustment, patience, and the ability to understand new surroundings quickly. Those experiences helped shape Ryan's personality long before she became a familiar face on television. She learned how to observe people, adapt to different environments, and create a sense of belonging wherever she lived. These qualities would later become valuable in acting, where performers must repeatedly step into different identities and emotional worlds. During her teenage years, Ryan attended school in Kansas before continuing her education at Northwestern University. There, she studied theater and began developing her interest in performance. Although she did not immediately enter the entertainment industry, acting remained an important ambition. Her childhood was not defined by a single location, but by the lessons gained from constant transition, the beginning of an acting dream. At Northwestern University, Jeri Ryan began building the foundation for the career she had imagined since her younger years. Studying theater gave her the opportunity to explore performance, storytelling, and the emotional discipline required of an actor. However, her path did not immediately move toward Hollywood success. After meeting investment banker Jack Ryan, she entered a new stage of life and married in the early 1990s. She moved to Chicago, where her focus temporarily shifted away from pursuing acting opportunities. This period was not the end of her ambitions, but rather a pause while she adjusted to new responsibilities and circumstances. Eventually, the desire to perform returned, and she began auditioning for roles. Like many actors starting out, she faced uncertainty and competition, accepting smaller opportunities that helped her gain experience. These early appearances allowed her to understand the industry and develop confidence in front of cameras. Success in entertainment rarely arrives instantly, and Ryan's journey reflected the importance of persistence. She continued improving her craft while searching for the opportunity that could change the direction of her career. Those years before major recognition gave her valuable experience and prepared her for the challenges that came with sudden fame. The actress, who later became internationally known, first spent years learning, waiting, and building the skills necessary to handle a much larger spotlight, the opportunity that changed her career. In the late 1990s, Jeri Ryan received the role that would transform her professional life and introduce her to audiences around the world. She was chosen to portray Seven of Nine, a character whose journey became one of the most memorable elements of a popular science fiction series. However, accepting the role was not an immediate decision. Ryan reportedly had concerns about becoming closely associated with one type of character and worried that the part might limit future opportunities. She wanted to be recognized for her acting abilities rather than simply becoming known for a specific image. After several conversations and encouragement from the creative team, she finally accepted the challenge. Seven of Nine was a complex character, a person learning to reconnect with individuality and emotion after experiencing a very different existence. Ryan brought a controlled presence to the role while carefully showing the character's gradual emotional development. Her performance helped audiences understand that beneath the reserved personality was someone searching for connection and identity. The role quickly became a defining moment in her career, changing how viewers saw her and creating opportunities that had previously seemed distant. Although the character became associated with a distinctive appearance, Ryan's success came from the depth and discipline she brought to the performance. She transformed a challenging role into a memorable portrayal that continued to influence her career for years. Becoming a television icon, the success of Seven of Nine brought Jeri Ryan an extraordinary level of recognition. Almost overnight, she became one of the most familiar faces in science fiction television and gained a large international following. Audiences connected with the character's unusual journey, and Ryan's performance became one of the strongest reasons viewers continued following the story. She received award nominations and widespread attention, but the sudden fame also created challenges. Much of the public discussion focused heavily on her appearance, sometimes overshadowing the emotional complexity she brought to the role. Ryan had created a character built around personal discovery, independence, and transformation. Yet many conversations reduced that achievement to surface-level impressions. Despite this, she remained committed to portraying Seven of Nine with intelligence and seriousness. She understood that the role's lasting impact came from the character's emotional journey rather than only the visual style associated with it. Her experience showed the complicated nature of becoming famous through a single major role. Recognition can create opportunities while also creating expectations that are difficult to escape. Ryan continued proving that she was more than one image by approaching her work with professionalism and dedication. The character made her a star, but her ability to bring humanity and depth to the role made her career continue beyond the original attention surrounding her appearance. Balancing fame and personal struggles. While Jeri Ryan was experiencing professional success, her personal life was facing difficult changes away from the cameras. Her marriage to Jack Ryan ended in divorce, and the situation attracted significant public attention. Private matters became widely discussed, creating an uncomfortable experience during a time when Ryan was already under intense media observation because of her television career. The combination of personal challenges and public interest made the period especially difficult. Instead of allowing the attention to define her, Ryan chose to focus on rebuilding stability and protecting the important parts of her life. Her son became a major priority, and she stepped away from some of the constant demands that came with being a highly visible celebrity. The experience influenced how she viewed fame and encouraged her to create stronger boundaries between her professional and personal worlds. Although she remained connected to acting, she became more selective about how much of her life she shared publicly. Later, she found happiness again and married French chef Christophe Imy, building a new family chapter that included their daughter. This period demonstrated that Ryan's identity extended far beyond her television success. She was not only an actress recognized by millions, but also a person navigating relationships, family responsibilities, and personal growth. Her ability to move forward showed strength and maturity during a challenging chapter of her life. A different approach to success. After reaching worldwide recognition, Jeri Ryan made a decision that surprised many people by choosing a quieter lifestyle. Instead of remaining constantly visible in the entertainment world, she began focusing more on her family and personal priorities. She continued accepting acting opportunities, but she no longer pursued the same level of exposure that followed her rise to fame. This choice reflected a desire for balance rather than a departure from her profession. Ryan had experienced the intense pressure of being recognized everywhere and understood that a meaningful life required more than public attention. By stepping back, she created space for relationships, family moments, and personal happiness. Her career continued through selected appearances, allowing her to remain connected to acting while avoiding the pressure of maintaining constant celebrity visibility. Many performers struggle with the expectation that success requires endless public presence, but Ryan showed that careers can continue through thoughtful decisions and patience. She demonstrated that stepping away does not mean disappearing. Sometimes it means creating room for new opportunities and personal growth. This stage of her life allowed her to experience success on her own terms. Instead of chasing the image created by fame, she focused on maintaining a life that felt authentic. Her choices reflected confidence and a clear understanding of what mattered most beyond professional achievements. The unexpected return to a familiar role. Years after becoming famous as Seven of Nine, Jeri Ryan received an opportunity to return to the character in a new story connected to the same universe. The decision was not simple because she knew returning would require more than repeating what she had done before. Time had passed, and both the character and the actress had changed. Ryan admitted that reconnecting with Seven required careful thought because the writing style and emotional direction were different. The character was no longer the same person audiences remembered from the earlier series. She had experienced new challenges, developed new perspectives, and gained a deeper understanding of herself. Ryan embraced this evolution and used the opportunity to explore a more mature version of Seven. Her performance received strong appreciation because it showed growth rather than nostalgia alone. She brought the experience she had gained over the years into the role, creating a portrayal that felt more complex and emotionally developed. The return proved that familiar characters can become richer when actors revisit them with new understanding. It also reminded audiences that Ryan's talent extended beyond the original image that had made her famous. Her comeback was not simply a return to the past, but an opportunity to show how both she and her character had evolved through time. The evolution of Seven of Nine. The later development of Seven of Nine allowed Jeri Ryan to explore a completely different side of the character. Earlier, Seven's story focused on learning about individuality, emotions, and personal freedom. In the later chapters of her journey, she became someone shaped by experience, responsibility, and leadership. Ryan embraced this progression by showing a character who had moved beyond survival and into a position of confidence. The role gave her the chance to portray strength that came not from emotional distance but from understanding and compassion. Viewers who remembered the original character could see the connection between past and present, while new audiences discovered a more experienced version of Seven. Ryan's performance demonstrated how much depth can emerge when a character is allowed to grow over time. It also reflected her own development as an actress. She was no longer simply the performer who became famous through one breakthrough role. She was an experienced artist capable of bringing new meaning to a familiar figure. The evolution of 7 of 9 became one of the most rewarding parts of Ryan's career because it showed that memorable characters can continue changing. Her work proved that returning to a famous role does not require repeating history. Instead, it can create a new chapter that respects the past while embracing growth and maturity. Life beyond the spotlight. Today, Jeri Ryan's career represents a journey of adaptation, patience, and reinvention. Although many people first recognize her through 7 of 9, her life and work extend far beyond that single achievement. She has built a career based on talent, careful choices, and the ability to embrace change. Ryan continues connecting with fans and appreciates the support that has followed her throughout the years. Her public appearances show a person who values the relationship created between performers and audiences. At the same time, she maintains a private life centered around family and personal priorities. Her story reflects the reality that fame does not have to define every aspect of someone's identity. She experienced the excitement of becoming a cultural figure, the challenges of public attention, and the difficulty of balancing professional success with personal happiness. Through each stage, she continued making decisions based on what mattered to her. The actress, once recognized mainly for a single memorable character, became an example of how careers can evolve over time. Her journey proves that lasting respect comes from more than popularity. It comes from dedication, resilience, and the willingness to grow. Jeri Ryan's legacy is not only the character she portrayed but also the way she navigated fame while remaining committed to becoming a stronger performer and a more complete person. The impact of an unforgettable character. 7 of 9 became more than a role in Jeri Ryan's career. She became a character that represented transformation, independence, and emotional discovery. The lasting popularity of the character came from the way Ryan balanced strength with vulnerability. At first glance, 7 appeared distant and controlled, but the story gradually revealed someone learning how to understand relationships, emotions, and personal choices. Ryan's performance allowed audiences to see the character's internal struggles rather than only her external confidence. This complexity helped 7 remain memorable long after the original series ended. For many viewers, the character represented the idea that identity is not something fixed, but something that continues developing through experience. Ryan's portrayal also challenged expectations about science fiction characters by giving 7 a thoughtful, emotional foundation. The role demonstrated that a performer could bring depth to a character surrounded by futuristic technology and unusual circumstances. Over time, 7 of 9 became one of the most recognized figures connected to the science fiction genre. However, Ryan's contribution was not simply appearing as a distinctive character. She created someone audiences could understand and support. The continued interest in 7 showed that meaningful storytelling can survive beyond the original moment of popularity. Ryan's work ensured that the character remained relevant because viewers connected with the human qualities beneath the science fiction setting. Moving forward after early fame. The years following Jeri Ryan's breakthrough required careful decisions about the direction of her career. After experiencing sudden recognition, she faced the challenge of finding roles that allowed her to demonstrate abilities beyond her most famous character. The entertainment industry often places performers into categories after a successful role, and Ryan understood the importance of avoiding limitations. She explored different opportunities while maintaining a more balanced lifestyle. Instead of attempting to recreate the exact level of attention surrounding her early success, she focused on projects that interested her and allowed personal growth. This approach gave her the freedom to develop professionally without being controlled by expectations created during the height of her fame. Ryan's career became an example of how an actor can continue evolving after becoming strongly associated with one role. Rather than rejecting her connection to 7 of 9, She accepted its importance while proving there was more to her work. She also recognized that personal happiness could exist alongside professional achievement. By creating distance from constant publicity, she gained perspective and protected important parts of her life. Her choices reflected confidence because she did not measure success only through visibility. She understood that longevity comes from adaptability, thoughtful decisions, and the ability to accept new chapters rather than constantly chasing the past. A performer who sought respect. Throughout her career, Jeri Ryan expressed a desire to be recognized for her acting rather than only for the image associated with her most famous role. The attention surrounding Seven of Nine often focused on appearance, but Ryan wanted audiences to appreciate the emotional and dramatic work behind the character. She understood that memorable performances require more than a recognizable look. They require preparation, interpretation, and the ability to communicate complex feelings. Ryan consistently approached her roles with seriousness, showing commitment to portraying characters with depth. Over time, her work helped shift public perception by demonstrating her range as a performer. The later stages of her career especially highlighted her ability to bring maturity and emotional understanding to her characters. Her return to Seven of Nine allowed viewers to see a different level of performance because the character had grown and Ryan had grown with her. The recognition she received was not only connected to nostalgia, but also to the quality of her acting. Ryan's journey showed the importance of allowing performers to move beyond first impressions. A career built on one famous role can still expand when an artist continues challenging expectations. Her determination to be taken seriously became one of the defining qualities of her professional identity. She proved that lasting respect comes from talent, dedication, and the willingness to keep developing. The importance of personal boundaries. Jeri Ryan's experiences with fame taught her the value of maintaining personal boundaries. When she became widely recognized, public interest extended beyond her professional achievements and into aspects of her private life. Managing that attention was difficult, especially during periods when personal challenges became subjects of public discussion. Over time, Ryan learned the importance of protecting certain parts of her life from outside attention. She became more selective about what she shared and how she approached public appearances. This balance allowed her to remain connected with supporters while preserving space for herself and her family. Her choices reflected an understanding that being successful in entertainment does not require giving up every aspect of privacy. Ryan's approach became especially important as she built a family life away from the intensity of early fame. She continued working but created a healthier separation between her professional identity and personal relationships. This ability to establish boundaries helped her maintain stability through different stages of her career. Rather than allowing fame to control her decisions, she learned how to manage it in a way that supported her priorities. Her experience demonstrated that public recognition can exist alongside a private life when handled with care. The lessons she gained from these challenges influenced the way she approached both her career and her role as a person outside the entertainment world. Returning with greater experience. When Jeri Ryan returned to the role that made her famous, she brought decades of personal and professional experience with her. The character of Seven of Nine had changed, but Ryan had changed as well. This difference became one of the strongest aspects of the renewed portrayal. Instead of attempting to recreate the earlier version exactly, she explored how time and experience would naturally affect the character. Seven was no longer simply someone discovering humanity. She was someone carrying the lessons, challenges, and responsibilities gained along the way. Ryan's performance reflected that maturity. She brought emotional understanding that came from years of acting and life experience. The return allowed audiences to appreciate not only the character's growth, but also the evolution of the actress behind it. Many performers face the challenge of revisiting roles from the past, but Ryan approached the opportunity with openness and creativity. She understood that returning successfully required embracing change rather than depending only on memories of earlier success. Her work demonstrated that familiar characters can become more meaningful when they are allowed to age and develop. The renewed portrayal strengthened her connection with longtime fans while introducing her talent to new audiences. It became an important reminder that careers can have multiple defining moments, and sometimes the later chapters can be just as significant as the beginning. Recognition from new generations of fans. One of the most meaningful parts of Jeri Ryan's later career has been seeing her work appreciated by both longtime followers and newer audiences. The The continued interest in her performances demonstrates how certain characters can connect across different generations. While many viewers first discovered her during the original era of her most famous role, younger audiences encountered her work through later stories and discussions of influential television characters. Ryan's ability to connect with fans reflects the lasting impact of the roles she created. She has often shown appreciation toward supporters, recognizing that audience dedication helped keep these stories alive. Fan events and public appearances became opportunities for conversations between performer and audience, creating a sense of connection that extended beyond the screen. Ryan's warmth and openness during these interactions contributed to the respect she receives today. Her relationship with fans is not based only on nostalgia but also on genuine appreciation for the shared experience created through storytelling. The continued admiration surrounding her career shows that meaningful performances can remain powerful long after their original release. Ryan's journey illustrates how actors can become part of people's memories while continuing to create new ones. Her ability to reach different generations reflects the strength of characters that are built on emotion, personality, and universal themes rather than temporary popularity. A career defined by reinvention. Jeri Ryan's professional journey has been shaped by repeated moments of reinvention. From her early years adapting to new environments to her transition into acting, she has consistently shown the ability to embrace change. Her career did not follow a simple path of constant upward movement. Instead, it included moments of success, uncertainty, personal challenges, and unexpected opportunities. Each stage contributed to the person and performer she became. The role of 7 of 9 brought international recognition, but Ryan's choices afterward demonstrated that she was not interested in remaining frozen in one moment of her career. She continued learning, exploring new possibilities, and allowing herself to grow. This willingness to evolve became one of her greatest strengths. Reinvention requires confidence because it means accepting that the future may look different from the past. Ryan's story shows that success is not only about reaching a high point, but also about knowing how to move forward afterward. She built a career that included both public achievements and private fulfillment. Her ability to adapt allowed her to remain relevant in an industry that changes constantly. Rather than being defined only by the role that introduced her to millions, she became recognized as someone capable of growth, resilience, and continued creativity. The lasting meaning of 7 of 9. The importance of 7 of 9 in Jeri Ryan's career goes beyond popularity or recognition. The character became meaningful because the story explored themes that many people could understand, including identity, belonging, and the search for personal freedom. Ryan's portrayal captured the emotional journey of someone learning how to define herself after being shaped by forces beyond her control. This made 7 relatable despite the unusual setting of the story. The character's development reflected universal experiences of change and self-discovery. Ryan's performance ensured that 7 was not simply remembered for visual appearance or genre significance. Instead, audiences remembered the emotional strength and complexity behind the character. This lasting connection explains why the role continued to matter years after its introduction. Ryan created a figure who represented growth and possibility, making 7 of 9 a character that could continue inspiring viewers. The role also became a major example of how science fiction can explore deeply human questions. Through her performance, Ryan showed that futuristic stories can still focus on emotions and relationships familiar to everyone. The legacy of 7 reflects both the strength of the writing and the commitment of the actress who brought the character to life. It remains one of the most important achievements of her career. The woman beyond the spotlight. Beyond the recognition, awards, and memorable performances, Jeri Ryan's story is ultimately about a person who learned how to balance ambition with personal values. She experienced the excitement of becoming famous and the difficulties that came with public attention. She built a successful career while also making choices that protected her family and personal happiness. Her journey demonstrates that achievement does not have to follow one specific pattern. Some people remain constantly visible, while others choose moments of distance and reflection. Ryan followed a path that allowed her to continue creating while maintaining a meaningful life outside entertainment. She proved that stepping away from the spotlight does not erase success. Instead, it can provide the opportunity to return with greater understanding and perspective. Her career shows the value of patience, adaptability, and self-awareness. The actress, once known primarily for a single unforgettable role, became someone respected for her professionalism, warmth, and ability to evolve. Her legacy is not only connected to the character that made her famous, but also to the choices she made afterward. Jeri Ryan's story remains a reminder that true success involves more than recognition. It comes from creating meaningful work, maintaining important relationships, and continuing to grow through every stage of life.